Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about hand washing. My goal is to convince you to wash your hands more frequently. Because as you know, we are just loaded with pathogens and microorganisms wherever you are, but more so here in the hospital. And I was talking to Elaine Flowers, who is our infectious nurse, control nurse, and she was telling me that the CDC reported that, you know those little vials that you get your injections, 1 milliliter space in that vial. If you put one normal size pathogen in there every second, it would take 30,000 years to fill that 1 milliliter section up. I know, right? I can't believe it. I think they left too many zeros on there, but if you can't see it, it's obviously small, and that's quite impressive to me because every time you inhale and exhale, they're coming in and going out. So today in the huddle, I want to share with you some of the statistics I have for Knox on the infections that we've treated last year. And I'm going to share a little bit about how you're unknowingly spreading it and hopefully convince you to increase your hand washing. You've heard of E. coli. We took care of that last year. We took care of 1,262 cases of upper respiratory infection. We had 77 infectious insect bites. We had 180 strep throats, 83 MRSA infections that we treated, and 112 Clostridium difficile infections. And that's a lot. And Elaine wanted me to share with you that is, those are spread either directly by touching or by coughing or sneezing, touching surfaces. And by the way, those bacteria, those infectious diseases, they have shelf lives. For example, MRSA can last weeks on a dry surface. It doesn't need to be wet to survive. Cold virus is 7 days. And the rhinovirus, you know, where you sneeze into your hand because you coughed. That one can last up to an hour. So after you did it and you forgot to go wash your hand, I pity the poor soul you just shook hands with later, or the doorknob that you touched. So with that said, can you think about what you touched in the last hour? I guarantee you touched your face. You touched your face at least 24 times in 1 hour. Yeah. According to the American Journal of Infectious Control, at least 12 times of that was on your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. So, congratulations, that's called self-inoculation. And it's really weird because when there was the pandemic or the H1N1 virus, people were observed to only touch their face about 3 times in an hour. So why is it that we wait until there's a pandemic to pay more control over, or pay attention to controlling the spread of infection? So anyway, we have a lot of sick people coming in and out of this department. Are you touching the door when you come in? Are you getting your lunch and you're coming back and you're touching the door and then you're sitting down and you're eating your lunch? Did you wash your hands before that, or did you wash your hands before you went down to go get your lunch? And if you did, you know, you're just touching everything. Did you sneeze into your hands? Oh, my most favorite is the cell phone. Did you use a cell phone today? Because this CBC Health News, it's out of Canada, reported that of the people that they tested, they had bacteria. 95% of the people had bacteria on their cell phones. And so 16% of those people had E. coli on their phones. And now that's the oral fecal transmission thing. Yeah. And guess what? It does better in warm environment. So when you're on your phone, it heats up when you're talking. So you're just helping to spread that just a little bit more. Tip, you need to wash your cell phones with at least a 60% alcohol solution to help clean that off. So when you're sneezing, what can you do to help break this? When you sneeze into your arm if you don't have a tissue. If you have a tissue, sneeze into the tissue and then throw the tissue away. Don't save it for later for the next sneeze. You might want to get another one. That's the best way really to break the chain in washing your hands more frequently. So you heard me talk about the pathogens. You heard me tell you that you touch your face too much. And you should have concluded by now that it's not enough just to wash your hands after you go to the restroom and before you eat a meal. So we work in an immune, we work in a very infective area, and we are not immune just because we're down here in this department. We have a lot of people coming and going, and as you know, some of you go up on the floors to greet and talk to our patients. So what I'm going to do is for the next few weeks, I'll be sharing with you some very gross pictures, some very gross facts, and I hope that I can keep in your mind the importance of washing your hands so we can get through this cold and flu season. Thank you.